Hey, it's Cody Rowell with Tech for Psych. Today we're talking about this device here. It's called Think, and it's really the first of its kind, a successful neuromodulation device that's sold to the general public for lifestyle and wellness. It was designed by a team of neuroscientists and other professionals from places like MIT, Harvard, and Stanford. And we're going to take a look at this product today. We're going to take a look at a demo. We're going to look at the science, and then we're going to take a look at where this technology is headed in the very near future. So we'll talk about the setup really quick. Over my right eye, you see the module. Now this is the computer part of the Think device, and it is what is connecting to your phone through Bluetooth and sending electrical signals through the strips which are attached through adhesive on your skin. Now depending on what mood state you want to go for, let's say you want to go for calm, the strip is over your right eye and it has another part that goes down on the back of your neck, whereas if you want energized, it again goes over the right eye, but it goes behind your ear like this. Now the way that this device is working is it's actually bottom-up neuromodulation. It's creating these pulse signals of electricity that go through your skin and into what are called cranial nerves. So you have your brain and it has these main nerves that go out through the skull and wind their way through different material, finally ending up on the surface of your skin. So right under where this device is sitting on my face are nerve endings in my skin. And there's this nerve called the trigeminal nerve, and it has these branches called the ophthalmic branches of the trigeminal nerve, V1 and V2. And these branches are right underneath of the module. So when it vibrates, it's actually sending electricity into those nerve endings, which travels up the nerve. Now if you think about a nerve, you have the cell body and then you have the axon, right? Well, the cell bodies of this nerve are located deep within my tissue, and the trigeminal nerve leads to nuclei. Now there's a specific nuclei that these electrical pulses are targeting or are meant to affect. There's something called the locus coeruleus, and the locus coeruleus releases norepinephrine into the system. Usually the brain is on its own agenda, right? Depending on how we're feeling, our mood state, what we've gone through during the day, it's going to create that subjective experience that we are having. But really what this device is doing is sort of hijacking that and actually making your brain go to the module's agenda. Now this isn't mind control, it's not actually like taking over your mind, but it can put you into different mood states, and this really works. I've done quite a bit of different neuromodulation devices. There's something called Alpha Stim that's approved by FDA for anxiety and depression, and that one actually connects on your earlobes and sends alpha rhythms into your brain. And I felt that I've actually turned those up to the point where I actually felt drunk on that. Now this device actually is not as powerful as the ones that need to be approved by the FDA in terms of the amount of energy that's putting out, but it does give a really calm feeling when you want to do calm, and I have experienced increased energy with this device as well when I've tried it in different situations. We'll talk more about that towards the end of this video. But going back to how it actually works, it's sending these electrical signals into the end of your nerve endings, and that's traveling up the axon to the cell bodies, and eventually gets to something called the locus coeruleus, which releases this neurotransmitter called norepinephrine. Now norepinephrine is very involved in the sympathetic and parasympathetic systems. It's in the sympathetic side, but a decreased amount of norepinephrine will get your parasympathetic going. Now let me explain that. So what I'm talking about is fight or flight response. You might have heard of that before. So let's just say I'm walking down the street and a car is careening towards me. All of a sudden I'm going to get very activated, right? I want to get out of there immediately. It's the same thing that would perk up a gazelle in the Serengeti if it was getting chased by a lion or a cheetah. So you get all these stress hormones like cortisol that go into your system immediately. Your adrenaline gets up and you're moving very fast, and there's a lot of physiological things that happen, like your pupils get wide and your heart starts racing, and all the blood is diverted from your digestive system to your skeletal muscles, and a lot of that is taking place through adrenaline, and norepinephrine is a big part of that. So that is an activated state, and unfortunately, if you're activated all the time, you can be very anxious. You can be a very anxious person, and we know that being very anxious for long parts of time is not good for you. It actually breaks down your body in various ways, makes you age faster, and generally makes your life experience unpleasant. So what we want to do for most people is help calm them down. And what the researchers of this Think device have found, as well as other neuromodulation studies that have been done over the past 50 years or so, is that you can actually affect the neurochemicals that are being released in the brain and the rhythms of the brain by sending electrical signals from the nerve endings up through with a bottom-up neuromodulation approach. And basically what this device is doing is sending pulses of electrical signals that dampen down the release of norepinephrine, sort of calms down the locus coeruleus, and does other various effects throughout the brain that actually make you more calm if the calm state is what you're going for. So that signal is traveling up the nerve, affecting the nerve endings, the cell bodies, and changing the chemicals within your brain that actually affects the oscillation frequencies of your brain, creating different mood states. And the researchers, from what I can tell, have devised different pulse frequencies. You can go tonic, which is more of a streamlined, constant electrical signal, or you can go pulse, where it's more of an on-off switch. And through different combinations of those that I don't exactly understand, and I don't know if they really published this or not, they can create these different mood states, and depending on where the strip is on your skin as well will affect different nerve endings, and the combinations are what are creating those mood states. Now, from my experience, I can say that I feel like this device really did change my mood state. You can definitely do the calm state before you go to bed, turn that on. It really puts you into a serene, calm mood and can help people sleep. They published a paper in which people were reporting improved sleep. They've also published a really interesting paper, and getting more into the science of it, of the different physiological parameters that change. So they were looking at thermoregulation of the face. When you go into a fight or flight response, blood gets diverted from your face. Your face is very cool, and you can see that through thermal imaging. And they included this on one of their papers, where they did the neuromodulation of through Think, and they could show that more blood was running into the face, that the face was warmer, indicating a calm parasympathetic state. Another thing that they looked at was skin conductance. You sweat more if you are in a sympathetic state, so they were able to show changes in that. They were able to show changes in heart rate variability as well. Heart rate variability goes down when you're in a parasympathetic state, and they were able to show that Think affected that as well. And then also they had people take surveys so that they could get their subjective experience in there. Yes, I'm feeling more calm. Yes, I'm feeling more relaxed. So through a combination of that, they were able to put out this paper that was published in 2015 that's really, I was impressed, because they could show all these different physiological parameters being changed by the device itself, which is really cool. It shows the evidence that it actually works. Not only the subjective experience of people that are being affected by the device, but also the objective data, the different biomarkers, like the thermoregulation of the face, the skin conductance through sweating, and then the heart rate variability. They were able to show that all those were changed by this device. I did try one morning waking up and not taking caffeine and doing the energized setting, and I felt like it did wake me up. It wasn't as quite as effective as a sudden jolt of caffeine, but I will admit I'm kind of a caffeine addict, and it didn't hit me as hard as my normal caffeine dose, but it definitely woke me up. And I think that people that wanted to get off caffeine could actually get some benefit from this device. And that's actually something that's been heavily advertised with this device, is that neuromodulation are means by getting off of chemicals. So a big one for the calm state of Think is getting people off things like benzodiazepines. Now, benzodiazepines are anti-anxiety medications, but they're not good for the long term. They're only good for short-term panic attacks, maybe if you have a fear of flying, etc. And those medications are like Xanax, Klonopin, Ativan, and these are actually pretty bad medications in terms of when they were developed in the middle of the century. They were not supposed to be addictive, but experience, and lots of studies have shown that people can get very addicted to benzodiazepines. It can be a very dangerous addiction as well, with even withdrawal symptoms like alcohol, where people can actually have seizures if they were on too high of doses and need to be taken off of it. So again, consult your doctor before you try to use Think to get off these medications if you are on them. But this device is being heavily marketed now towards those means that you can get off medications like that by using the neuromodulation instead of using the medications. And there's some evidence to suggest that the neuromodulation actually has a longer duration of effect, in terms of even when you're not doing the neuromodulation, you have long-term effects, whereas the medications are only effective when they're in your system and actually leave you worse off when they're actually not within your system. So the two obvious things that this could be used for would be attention through the activated state, and then also the calm setting that would get people off of potential addictions like benzodiazepines. Now, I think this device has been quite successful in their first run. Very nice website, people are buying the device, etc. I did hear through the grapevine and some research that I did that they had trouble raising additional funding this past summer and had to reduce their staff pretty significantly. Luckily, it sounds like they've gotten some additional funding and now are re-strategizing. From what I've read, they're going to be focusing more on the calm state, and then the next Think device is probably going to be more located on the bottom of the neck. The cons of this device, they covered a lot of this in the tolerability paper. And the most common complaints are skin tingling, skin burning, irritation. And I have to say that when I use this device, at first when it's revving up, I can feel a little bit of a burning sensation. And then if I turn it up too high, I definitely get a burning sensation, a little bit of pain. Now, it's not anything that would actually keep me from using the device. It's not to that extreme, but it was somewhat uncomfortable. And I think that people get anxiety about using a device like this, just hoping that it's safe. And the website, the scientific papers that they've put out have gone through great lengths to describe the safety of the device. Something like over 5,000 trials. They did a 6-week study where people were using the device compared to a control sham trial to see what their experience was, and those were the most commonly complained of symptoms, which was the skin irritation and the burning. But the conclusions of their paper is that it's very safe. Like I said before, there are other devices like AlphaStem that are FDA approved for treatment of anxiety and depression that put out more energy. In their paper, they talked about the electrical output in terms of electrical current density. So some of those devices put out something like 40 microamps per square centimeter, whereas this device only puts out 2 microamps per square centimeter. So a lot less energy that's being delivered, making it presumably more safe than those devices that are actually already FDA approved for treatment of depression and anxiety. Now, from what I could see, reading it on their website, they were actually able to get around FDA approval by, for one, marketing it as lifestyle and wellness products, and two, not having as much of the electrical output. And I'm sure they saved a little bit of time and probably even money as well, not having to get approved by the FDA to develop and market this device. So my hat's off to them. Think device, really awesome product. Excited to see what's coming in the future. I'm going to be doing more product reviews on different brain stimulation devices and different brain wave devices, so stick tuned for that. If you have any questions, leave the comments below. This is Cody Rawl with Tech4Psych. Thanks very much.